All right. So what do our political parties need? Let's look at the Democrats. The Democrats are the party of the little guy. They're the party of the downtrodden. They're the party of the poor, the party of the ghetto. All right? The Republicans are the party of the upper middle class type business owners and things like that. People who work, a lot of hours. People who bust their ass, right? People who don't live in ghettos. So, Democrats need their constituency, the people they protect, to vote for them. The poor, the downtrodden, the ghetto, The Republicans need the people they supposedly protect to vote for them. The middle class, the voters, In the last 100 or so years, there's been some big swaths of time where Democrats pretty much owned the electorate. I mean, it was Democrat president, Democrat president, Democrat president, Democrat president, Democrat president. And then just recently we started having this flip-flop. Okay? We started having Republican president, Democrat president. Republican president, Democrat president, Republican president. You see what I'm saying? For most of the time that, most of us who are 30-somethings, that's how it's been throughout our whole life, right? It's been back and forth, back and forth. It wasn't always like that, is what I'm trying to express. Recently, it's become like that, and I think that kind of makes the Democrat Party a little bit uneasy, the fact that it's getting more difficult for them to win elections. So what's happening? Their poor people aren't voting for them anymore? Are they running out of poor people? What's going on? There's more rich people voting for Republicans? I don't know. Third parties maybe being infected? I don't know. Here's what I do know. I seen a commentator on CNN say that if Trump gets his way on immigration, it's going to be, what was the term she used? Electoral suicide. Right? If he stops all the illegals from coming here, it's going to be electoral suicide. Why is that? Does that make any sense to you? It makes some good sense to me. See, at one point in time, the Democrats were right alongside with the Republicans with illegal immigration being a bad thing. It wasn't until about the 80s that started to change, right? It just starting to change with Ted Kennedy, right? It was the 90s with Ted Kennedy, sorry. He kind of shifted our immigration focus from, people who can come here and speak English and get jobs to people who shit in holes and can't speak English, okay? So here's what I think is happening. And I think the little oopsie by the CNN commentator makes a perfect illustration of that. The Democrats are finding it harder to get elected. So here's what they're going to do. If they can't make you poor, or you're not having enough poor people to vote for you, they're going to import poor. They're going to find poor and they're going to bring them here. They're going to bring people here that they know are going to jump right on the tit. Right on the tit. They want those people to get off the fucking plane, climb out from under the fence, put a ballot in one hand and a tit in their mouth. That's what they want. And they'll vote Democrat because they want that tit to stay in their mouth. They're going to replace you, is what I'm saying. The math doesn't favor them having a one-party system like they want. So they're going to replace you mathematically by importing people who come from, single-party dictatorship shithole states. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're doing. Voter replacement. Think about that for a second. The Republicans need rich people to vote for them, so it would behoove them to somehow create more rich people, to somehow create more business owners, to somehow create a bigger upper middle class, right? You want to get elected, you need more upper middle and middle class people. If you're a Democrat and you want to get elected, you need a bigger electorate. Who's your electorate again? The poor, the downtrodden? Looks like they need more poor people. And like I said, if they can't grow them, they'll fly them in. And that's what they're trying to do. I mean, you look at the wonderful job the Democrats have done, say with the black community. The Democrats have been the stewards of the black community for what, 50, 60 years? How's the black community doing? They're doing good? What is this, a 70% child born out of wedlock rate? That's good, that's great. The dropout rate, did it make your head spin equally? Lovely. They're really, really kicking ass. And look at the crime. Look at the black on black crime. And this is not black people. Having black skin does not make these things part of your life. It doesn't. Being a victim, that makes it part of your life, yeah. If you have a victim mentality, you're going to look to the Democrats to pop that tit in your mouth too, to make it fair for you. And you like it when the Democrats tell you it's not your fault. It's someone else's fault. It's their fault. They're the bad guys. Here, let me slide some scraps off my fucking plate into your ghetto. Vote for me. Enjoy being on the Democrat plantation. Because I got news for you. Before the Civil War, they were on Democrat plantations even back then. Not a lot's changed. I think it was Voltaire who said, it's difficult to free a fool from chains in which they revere. That is pretty accurate to what the black community is largely today. They're in chains, don't even realize it, and they revere them. Black people are no different than white people. Ben Carson is a perfect example. This guy grew up dirt fucking poor. Now, you can say what you want about Ben Carson. You can say what you want about him. But this guy grew up dirt poor in the 70s in Detroit. You want to talk about poor? That's fucking poor. That's fucking poor. But his mother, God bless her, had the right mentality. He gained the right mentality through her and became a world-renowned neurosurgeon. So there's nothing holding black people back from succeeding, except for, largely, their attitude and the fact that they're stuck on a Democrat plantation. That's the reality. But the Democrats can't mobilize the black community like they used to. A lot of the black community is starting to not fall for the fear-mongering anymore. A lot of them are voting third-party independent, and some of them are even voting Republican. So again, they're going to get Guadalupe as soon as he comes out from underneath that fence. They're going to get a tit in his mouth, a ballot in his hand, and they're going to replace you lickety-split. That's the game plan. That's my opinion. I don't like it. Too fucking bad. Have a good day.